Today we're going to be looking at this Nissan Altima. It's 2.5. He says it's got a noise. It was dropped off, so let's take a look at it. We'll take a drive and see what it sounds like. I get bored, man. That's why I make so many videos. I get bored and I want to cut up too sometimes. Oh God. Oh shit, that is definitely the strut. Strut mount is busted. Yeah, that's definitely a strut mount busted on this one. Oh my God, that thing is off. It's completely destroyed. I can see it just flopping around in there. Yeah, it's totally disconnected. Let's pull it out. We'll take a look at it. Actually, we got to verify it first. I talk like I'm 100%. And I kind of am, but you know what, let's take a look at it and see. Oh my God, yeah, that thing is completely off. Okay, I got my truck. I'm about ready to back up, so I got to get in position. I got to get a shop this year. It's got to happen. It's got to happen this year. I need space. I need space. I need a lift. Yeah, that is going to be my next stepping stone, is get a shop in order. All right, let's get this truck. Let's pop the hood first. There you are. Let's see what you got here. It's going to be on the passenger side. Yeah, there it is right there. You see that right there? It completely tore off. Completely tore off. You see all that right in there? Bushing's supposed to be there. So right now that thing is just flopping around. Boom, 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 boom. It's not centered. You see that bolt should be centered on every car. Okay, if it's not centered like that one, then you need a strut assembly. And we'll take a look at that and see what, you know, guys can. I'll show you what a strut looks like right now. Let's take it off after we get the truck in position. So it's always a good idea to put the tires underneath the vehicle for safety reasons, okay? All right, guys, the tools you're going to need for this job, it'd be nice to have a pair of diagonals, some cutting dikes. You're going to need a 18mm socket to remove the stabilizer link. You're going to need a 14mm for the top of the strut mount on the tower. Those 3 14mm bolts, nuts. Bolts. What are they, bolts or nuts? They're bolts on this one. It'd be nice to have some kind of extension. I'm going to use a wobbly because I have about 3 inches here, so some kind of extension to get off the strut itself. And I think that's it. Did I say penetrating oil? Yeah, penetrating oil. You can go ahead and lube up everything, everything you're going to take off, which is that nut down there on the lower stabilizer link, top stabilizer nut, the two strut nuts, your pair of pliers is going to get on this clip, so you can see. You just twist the clip, pull the clip off. Okay, you can take the brake line off after you do that, because it's connected to the strut. Okay, let's begin. Oh, and you're also going to need a I got a 21mm socket on it, so I'm going to put that on that one, and I shouldn't need an extension on this one. I'm going to use air, y'all. You don't have to use air. Oh, and you're going to need a pair of vice grips maybe, because that's spinning. I just happen to have one fairly close to me. Or get the right size wrench is even better. but it shouldn't be that tight. I can just do that. I just need to hold it. It's a little bit too strong to hold it with my fingers, so I just want to put a little clamp on it. Not a big deal. Okay, and I get the bottom one out. Okay, you're also going to need a hammer. I've neglected to mention. A hammer would be nice, or the back of your vice grips. Not recommended. Not recommended. Sometimes you got to beat these bolts out here, but sometimes you can just wiggle stuff and it'll come off. Okay. Now you're going to take off the ABS line. The ABS line right there just pulls right off. Okay, both sides. Be careful with the wire, otherwise, you know, if you break this wire taking out the strut or putting in the strut, and you grip this wire and you start pulling on it, it's possible you could break these little tiny wires inside of here. So be careful with your ABS, otherwise your ABS light is going to be on. All right, let's get the top nut off of the stabilizer link. Oh, that came off nicely. See, the strut is so bad that it came out of the ball down on the bottom, so I still have to take off that nut down there because this completely separated because of all the boom 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 boom. So I imagine the strut went out first, and then when the strut went out, this was damaged as well. It's also a good tip that every time you do struts and you have stabilizer links connected to the struts, replace the struts. Replace both of them. Replace the stabilizer link and your strut, especially if you have bad struts, because the bad strut will cause this to go bad. It's a chain reaction. Okay, so we're going to do everything. Okay, that was a lot of information. It's good information. Are y'all listening? All right, so the strut is basically out now. All we really have to do now is take these three bolts out on top. And let me extend this tripod. I need a better solution to this tripod thing. It's too slow. I need a faster transition. I think I'm gonna have to go on the GoPro website and get me one of those magnetic device. I can just pop the iPad, I can just pop the GoPro right on the magnet, and boom, it set it. I might have to get one of those. I forgot what they're called. It has a name. It is a thing. All right, 1, 2. You're also going to need a 14mm wrench. I might add 14mm wrench. I'm kind of pissed. I lost my other 14mm. I had my good set. I lost that 14 somehow. I hope I run into it, but I've lost a wrench out of my set the other day. Not happy at all about that. All right, kind of lift up on the strut a little bit. It might help you out a little bit. All right. And you simply be mindful of that wire when you pull it out. Nice and easy. Okay? Remember how it went in. Remember how it went in, so you won't get that wire in the wrong position when you install it. Okay? We got a brand new assembly we're going to put in there. strut mount, which is broken. That's what it's supposed to look like. That's what the original looks like. Okay, let's put it in. Installation reverse. All right, they gave you some nuts, some bolts with this assembly. Isn't that nice of them? You gotta love it. Okay. You want to make sure that this side is pointing that way, so it can mount up to your hub assembly, your spindle. Remember how it went in? All right, then you get your bolts. Make sure it's lined up on the bottom. Close anyways, because it'll spin. Yeah. Hold it with one hand. It's going to take a little bit of strength to do that, or have someone help you. I just happen to eat a lot of spinach, is all. All right, once you get them a little bit in there, you can come back down to the bottom. Now, you could have tightened up those bolts on the top, but I like doing everything. I like doing this job, particularly doing the bolts last. It's just my procedure that I do, because I want a little wiggle room too. I want a little extra. If I can get a little extra, so I can put these bolts in, you know, I'm gonna take a little extra. But if you want to tighten up those bolts, you should be fine either way. It's just the way I do it. All right, make sure your CV axle goes in right. Make sure your CV axle goes in all the way, and you should be able to move this up and down with your hands. Okay, so get your bolt ready. Slide it in the hole. Assembly is much easier and much safer to do as a DIYer. DIY? Do it yourself. DIYer. I don't say that word a lot, obviously. But yeah, it's a lot safer to do the strut. It's a little bit more expensive to do it. Like this strut on this car is 135 bucks. Plus tax at O'Reilly's Auto Parts. You just simply start tightening things up now. So let's do it. Good, no need to hold the other side. Well, this one you do. No, you don't. If you got air, you don't. All right, make sure they're tight. It is a suspension part, so whenever you do suspension, you always triple, quadruple check, because it's suspension. It's, you know, your wheels are connected to these parts. So always ensure that you extra tighten check suspension parts when you install them. If you're a rookie, especially. It's one of these things that you have to ingrain in your mind. Tighten suspension parts, very important. Wheels coming off, not good thing. Ball joints coming off, not a good thing. Tie rod ends coming off, not a good thing. Could cause an accident, kill yourself, kill someone else. Okay, so always tighten up stuff. Let's go ahead and put this clip back on there. It's got a certain way that it fits in there, and you'll feel it when it snaps in. It'll fit it. There's like two little notches. There's a notch on the very bottom of this brake hose, right there in the center, right there. And there's a little notch on the strut. So you line up those two notches, and it'll fit. It'll fit in. You'll know when it fits in because it'll like pop, and you can see it's flush. That was a lot of information for a clip, wasn't it? Sorry, guys. And you just kind of tap it in with a hammer if you want to use a hammer. All right. The vice grips were close to me. I probably could have used this too, so, or a socket. You know, all kinds of things you could use. More than one way to skin a cat. That's what my dad always used to say. All right, so that's in there, that's in there, the ABS wire is in position. It's in there. So let's go up here and tighten up the top bolts. And we can put this tire on. We can put this tire on, and that'll be a done deal. One strut job complete. Gonna need that wrench to tighten up the backside. Hey guys, I don't know what I was thinking. I thought I was done. I'm not done yet. We got to put a stabilizer link on there, and we still got to take out that back bolt on it. So this is what the new stabilizer link looks like. Let me show you the old one and the new one together. You see the bottom side completely came out of the side where it lived. So the ball joint, the ball is still in the stabilizer bar. Okay, so we're gonna put a new one on there. Gotta get that nut off first. So let me see what I'm gonna need. I think I'm gonna need that. What was it? An 18 millimeter? Yeah, it's 18 millimeter. I'm gonna see if I can use a ratcheting wrench on that one. Okay. Yep, it is still in the arsenal. So sometimes you might have to get some vice grips to hold the ball, but we're gonna see what happens here. Oh, that wasn't too bad. I was expecting worse. Okay. There's a lot of oil down here, so it's kind of trying to play nice with me today. Was not expecting that. Let me just grip this thing with some pliers. Not really tight, just enough to hold it because the nut's already broke loose. See, that was painless. I'm gonna put this on there. These have to be tight, y'all. I know I talked about tightness earlier, but these, if these, you tighten the hell out of these, okay? Tighten them. Otherwise, you'll go down the road, you'll think it's tight and it's not, and it'll go. I like making noises, I guess. But, you know, like you're going over a railroad track, you're yeah, that's a stabilizer link. Yeah, or strut, or both. All right, but a lot of times this will go. So remember that noise. You can make it. You can make the sound any way you want to, but that's how I make the sound. So Now I'm going to need a pry bar because I have to pry that down. Or I can get me a jack and I can jack up the strut. All right, I like the jacking idea better. All right, once you get the stabilizer link in there in the top hole, let's say, you look down here and you'll see that it is quite a long way to get in that hole. All right, so what you do is you get your little jack, you put it under here under the control arm, and you just lift this part up, which will compress that spring, and you can get a little bit of you'll be able to reach the hole. So let's do it. Let's get a jack underneath there. All right. Okay, you guys see that? Once you get it lined up, you need one more jack. Once you get it lined up, sorry about that. I went too high that time. Just a little bit down. Thank you very much. All right, you can get it in the hole. Top side's in the hole. Bottom side's in the hole. Let's get the nuts on there and tighten them up, and we're done. You see I got some vice grips holding it so it won't spin. All right, and you just tighten it up. You just tighten it up, and it's tight. Right now. Long leverage. Can't be loose. All right. And that's it, y'all. Let's get this tire on. And let's get to the next one. Next one's going to be I think it's going to be a charging system problem on a, I don't know, an Equinox or something like that. I forgot. But, all right, y'all, that's it. Hey guys, that's Hayes Mobile Auto Repair. We're out of here. Have a good day. Peace.